Hello, kindergartners. Today's lesson is called Nature at the Craft Fair. So we will be attending a craft fair and trying to figure out where the items came from originally when they were in nature. This will be a comprehension lesson, so I will read each page and then I will ask a comprehension question or two. Remember, try to answer in a complete sentence. If you want to, you can listen all the way through to the reading and the questions the first time, and then come back and try to answer the questions. Or you could turn off the volume and you could try to read the selection yourself if you are an able reader. But whatever you do, make sure you're listening so you can comprehend or understand the story. Here we go. Nature at the Craft Fair by Kathy Fergan. What are natural resources? Natural resources are things we can use. They come from living or non-living things in nature. Trees, animals, stones, and clay are natural resources. All right, here's your question. Can you list 3 natural resources? You could go back in and reread. I'll do that for you now. Trees, animals, stones, and clay are natural resources. Did you get 3 of those? I have to move my head here. There we go. We use many things made from natural resources. Look around this craft fair. Lots of crafts are made from natural resources. Where do they come from? Oh, here's a trick question. Where do natural resources come from? Natural resources come from nature. If you look at the caption of this picture, it says, "This doll is made from a corn cob." So that one came from a corn cob. Here it says, people use natural resources to make crafts. That's another good thing to do, especially while we're thinking about celebrating Earth. Well, I guess it's Earth Month now. Hopefully, eventually it'll be Earth Year. Wood is used to make many crafts. Wood comes from trees. The wood is carved into shapes. Bowls, toys, and other things are made from wood. Can you list some things that are made from wood? You could say bowls and toys are made from wood. So in a sense, these toys and bowls were made from trees. Wool comes from the hair of sheep. The hair is shaved off the sheep. Then it is spun into long threads. The threads can be colored and made into clothes. So our question is, where does wool come from? And the answer is wool comes from sheep. That's right, it's their hair, except for it's actually known as wool. Here we see hats and mittens can be made of wool. And here wood comes from a natural resource. I'd say wood is the natural resource. What else is made? Other things are made from natural resources. These candles come from a honeycomb made by bees. Honeycombs are made of wax. So your question is, what are these candles made of? These candles are made of wax. The wax comes from honeycombs that were made by bees. So you could say originally these candles were made from bees. Pottery is made from clay. Clay is dug from the earth. The clay is shaped and then heated. The heat makes the clay hard. I'm going to ask you 2 questions, and one is inference. Can you think of another word for clay? What else would you compare clay to? Clay is like dirt. In fact, it's a specific kind of dirt. All right, my second question is, what makes the clay hard? Do you remember? You can always go back and reread. Heat. Heat makes the clay hard. Jewelry can be made from natural resources. People find stones and metals under the Earth's surface. Beads can be made of shells or wood. Look at this jewelry. What is it made from? Can you tell what these bracelets are made of? That metal is called silver, and this is a gem known as turquoise. I know a lot of my kindergartners like the color turquoise. Here we have other gems and semi-precious stones. It also said beads could be made of something else. Do you remember now that you've not thought about it for a moment? Reread if you need to. It says beads can be made of shells or wood. How are your comprehension skills coming along? Are you learning to be able to think about something as you hear it? It's an excellent skill to have. It will really help you in school. Well, thanks for joining me for the reading comprehension lessons this week, kindergartners. I'll see you next week with a new topic.